Okay, looks like we can join this one. Doesn't look too long. And then you can go home and you can get some rest. I wonder what you look like. I wonder if you look more like me or more like Daddy. I can't wait to meet you. Wait. I didn't mean that soon. You're finally here. Wow, you do look like Daddy after all. 10 fingers, 10 toes. What a precious gift. Wow. Wait. Nurse is talking to me. What did she say? Hi. Wait. Don't leave. What now? Let's talk. Hi, and welcome back to Pocketbook Pediatrics. I'm Dr. Richland Brown, and as usual, I'm always so happy to have you here with me today. And we're still in January, so we can still say Happy New Year. We thank you for waiting so patiently for us to start back up this year. And, we've really been trying to sort out some of our sound issues, so we thank you for being patient with us and working with us and staying with us throughout the course of last year. And as I say that, we also have to say happy birthday, Pocketbook Pediatrics. We've made it to 1 year, and we're so thankful for all of you that have joined us and been with us throughout the course. And we look forward to remaining with you for the rest of this year and even further on. Now that we're in a new year and talking about all these new things, we also want to be talking about our newborns a little bit for some time this year and talk about some other topics in between, but we want to talk about what to expect after expecting. And really, this is to talk about what the well visits are really about. We're going to talk a little bit about some development that we've spoken about before, and also anticipatory guidance, or what are we to expect to be happening until the next visit. What are some of the things that you need to be doing between now and then? So just so that you can all be on the same page, mommy, daddy, grandma, and everyone. So let's talk a little bit, and we're going to start right at the very beginning like we did last time, and we're going to talk about just after they're born and those first couple days or hours in hospital. Now, most people will stay anywhere from 24 to 48 hours in hospital after the delivery of their baby, usually depending on whether this is your first delivery or you've had multiple children. If you've had a C-section, more than likely you'll be in a little bit longer as doctors check on your wounds to make sure that they are healing well. But regardless of that, as pediatricians and nurses, we're looking for the same thing within the first 24 to 48 hours of your baby's life. And we're looking mainly for, has the baby been able to latch on and feed well? Has the baby been able to pass urine? And has baby been able to pass stool? Now let's talk about the breastfeeding or feeding first. Now, breastfeeding is usually able to be established right after the delivery of baby. Once there's no distress, baby doesn't have to be taken to the nursery, there's no illness with you either, usually we're able to put baby right to the breast. And that's where the learning begins for both you and baby. Baby's learning how to find your breast, how to open the mouth wide enough to latch on, and how to begin to suck so that they can get milk. Your breasts are also beginning to learn it's time to make some of that milk. And that very first milk that you're going to produce is called colostrum. Some doctors call it liquid gold for more than one reason. Firstly, because it's yellow. It has a yellowish kind of look. But secondly, because it has so many nutrients and antibodies that your baby needs, it's very important to establish some of their immunity or their ability to fight infections in that first 6 months of life. So we don't want that colostrum to be wasted at all, as much as possible. It's not going to be a large volume, but it's going to be enough. So we want baby to be able to get that colostrum and begin that journey to growth, good gut health, and good immunity. Now, over the next 2 to 5 days, your milk is going to change. It may look a little bluish. That's what we call transitional milk. Your breasts will begin to have a fullness as they begin to make more milk, and you begin to be able to get that sensation that yes, milk is there. And over the next couple of weeks, you'll begin to make mature milk that's able to satiate your baby, so it's able to make sure that baby has all the volume that they need and all the nutrients that they need at each stage as they grow up as well. So that's what we're going to be expecting with your breastfeeding. Now, how do we know if the baby is getting enough? That's going to come with the urine and the stool. We really want to see that your baby is able to pass their first urine and their first stool before they leave hospital. And over the next couple days, the first week or so, you're going to see that urine volume increase. So the first day, you may not get more than 1 or 2 diapers with a little wetness. But over the first week, you're going to see now baby is able to pass 6 to 8 wet diapers for the day. Where the stool is concerned, that very first stool can be a little frightening if you don't know what you're looking for. It's called meconium, and it's very dark and sticky, and usually baby is able to pass that in the first 24 hours of life. Over the first couple days, 2 to 3 days, the color and consistency of that stool is going to change. It's going to become anywhere between yellow, kind of mustard yellow and seedy, to other colors like green or a little brownish. But what we don't expect is that there's any red or bright or dark red color to the stool at all. So if those are things that you're seeing, please alert your nurse or your pediatrician. We don't expect baby to be particularly fussy outside of newborns, learning to cope with life, learning to let you know when they're hungry, when they're cold. We don't expect them to be inconsolably fussy. We don't expect there to be an excessive amount of vomiting, puffy belly, or anything like that. So if those are things that you're noticing, and you need to let your nurse or your pediatrician know so that checks can be done to be sure that baby is okay. One other thing that we also check for is jaundice, or yellowness of the eyes, the mouth, the skin. And often a blood test may have to be done to check for jaundice levels in your baby, and subsequent blood tests may have to be done if jaundice levels are found to be present. Now, what is done with the jaundice really depends on how high the jaundice level is. And we'll talk about jaundice at another time, but know that it is something that doctors and nurses are looking for. So those are the things that we're looking for in the first 24 to 48 hours of life, and the next checkup will be at day 6. So between now and then, if you're having any difficulties with your latching and breastfeeding or anything else that concerns you, reach out to your nurse or your pediatrician. Either one should be able to help you, particularly with respect to sourcing a lactation consultant if they're not able to resolve the issues with help in office or before you leave the hospital as well. So thank you so much for watching. I look forward to seeing you the next time on Pocketbook Pediatrics. God bless.